We gotta wait for them to tell us the lag.
Yeah, you can count down on 5 minutes. 15 seconds.
So what are we doing? So I was just 9 ball. So.
Push outs, 3 fouls.
Right drone?
Yeah.
9 does not, or does count on the break?
Does, yeah.
Does count on the break? Alright. And then,
I mean, it happens so little. If it happens, get out.
and then how much?
It's 50.
I didn't know if you want to do more or not. Alright.
Oh. mean, if your shirt hits, I'm not gonna fucking bug out. I'll just let you know and put it back. But yeah, like if your cue hits a ball while you're shooting, yeah, we'll call that.
Josh style?
Yeah.
We'll start at 7. The stream is running, but you guys can lag whenever it starts.
Cory.
Nice to meet you, brother. I watched you play Sean Zing the one day. Save all that nastiness for Sean. Shoot go, bud.
Good evening, everybody. We are live. The person who is being challenged today is rank number 14. And we will get started soon. So Cory Payne gets a first break here, and we are off to the races. Quite a solid break by Cory there. He does a really good job in keeping that cue ball close to the center of the table. Cue ball sort of pops up. Good control break. Doesn't look like the 2 will have any problems passing the 3 into the bottom left corner pocket. Holding for the 2 here could be somewhat challenging because of the thin cut that Cory is going to have on this 1 ball. Let's see what he can do here. And that was a challenge about that particular shot. Because of that cut being that thin, it would have been hard to contain the cue ball on the top half of the table. The option would have been to go back down to the bottom of the table and back up, or stay at the bottom, but Cory now has to kick at the 2 ball, which he does a really good job of. That was a great shot by Cory. Well done. Cory able to kick at the 2 ball and leave it safe behind the 3 ball. So Parker comes to the table, his first shot in this match, and it is a safety escape. The 9 ball does make the direct kick to the 2 somewhat challenging. Let's look at the overhead here. Avoiding the 9 ball will prove to be a little challenging. Let's see what he can do here. One option would be to shoot past the 9 ball and use inside or check side to check the cue ball with left spin to come straight back down for the 2. It's a pretty touchy shot. That's one of the options. There might be a 2-rail escape past the 7 ball, but it's also very narrow in terms of margins available. So this has turned out to be quite a good safety by Cory Payne, aka Bodyguard Cory. He's doing a good job of guarding his chances in this first frame. And Parker did attempt to use a little bit of check side, but it wasn't quite enough. He doesn't make contact with the 2 ball, so Cory Payne will have a ball in hand with a pretty wide open layout. In this first frame of this race to 9 and 9 ball pool for the Rochester Top 15 Players list here at Billiard Breakdown in Rochester, New York. Cory plays for the short side of the 3 to play down in the top left corner pocket. He makes it without no problem. However, he has a little bit of distance here, so it's a cut along the right long rail for the 4 ball into the top right corner pocket with some distance. He should be able to hold this with a bit of stun. Even a tiny amount of bottom will help. He doesn't want to scratch into that left side pocket. A couple options here. Good shooting by Cory. So we are starting this match. Cory snookered himself on the 1 ball on the 2 ball, but he was able to kick at it and play into a safe, in which Parker yielded ball in hand. So now Cory has quite a wide open layout. But the 5 ball, he's landed kind of funny. Going to start a poll in the live chat. Who do you think will win? Is it going to be Parker or bodyguard Cory? So if you're tuned into the chat, check out the poll that's in there. We're at the first frame of the match, so good time for you to make your predictions while the score is even. Good shot by Cory on that 5 ball. Good shooting by Cory here to begin. Can Cory run this out by making the 9 ball and be the first one on the board? He certainly can. Strong start by Cory there with some really good shot making, good control, great safety to begin it with. So Cory Payne is the first to draw blood here. The score is now 1-0 in favor of bodyguard Cory. We have a couple comments from Patrick Connell. Hello, Patrick. This should be a great match. These two are, in my opinion, the most even matchup between the 2 players. It's hard to come up with a winner. And Patrick predicts that this match will go hill-hill. That's quite an early prediction here, Patrick. We have a long way to go. Let's see if it comes true. So in the poll, we have 3 votes, 2 in favor of bodyguard Cory, and 1 in favor of Parker. So quite close. Another really good break by Cory. Cory seems to have quite a good break. Unfortunately, he's snookered himself on the 1, so he does not have a clear shot on the 1 ball to start this run. So let's see if Cory decides to push out here, or he tries to attempt to make contact or pot the 1. Cory is playing a push shot here, leaving quite a lot of distance to the 1 ball. Can Parker see the 1 ball full? He might be able to. The 9 is sort of in the way, but it may pass. Unfortunately, that 5 ball does make bridging on this shot quite awkward. So Parker may choose to give it back, but it doesn't look like he is. Parker is going for the shot. Does a good job. Wow, Parker makes it in the right side pocket. That worked out pretty well. Not sure if he was intending to make it, but a great shot nonetheless. It is 9 ball, so you do not have to call any shots. Parker does have a very thin cut into the side pocket here. And he misses, leaving it right over the pocket. But has he gotten the cue ball safe? Or can Cory see a path to it? It's hard to tell if that 3 ball and 7 ball impede the path to the 2 ball. Cory seems to be doing a shallow masse here around the 7 ball to pot the 2. He manages to do that. I'm not sure if he massed or tried to do a shallow jump there, but nonetheless, he's potted it, and it looks like he has a shot on the 3 ball to the top left corner pocket. Great shot making by Cory, with perfect position on the 4. Cory should be able to roll the cue ball forward here to come down table for the 5 into the bottom right corner pocket. He's got just the right angle for it. Just a follow shot needed, which he manages to do very well. A bit of a shallow angle here. He might have liked a little bit more angle, but it's okay. Cory should be able to follow again to play the 6 ball in the top right corner pocket. And that's what he's attempted. He's now got a kind of an awkward angle. So he'll now have to do a sort of a back shot or a back cut for the 6 ball in the top right pocket. And stunning out the cue ball to go left and right for the 7 seems to be the positional play here. But Cory decides to nudge the 9 instead. Gets a little bit of a roll from that nudge and has a pretty challenging cut on the 7 ball. It's not the worst. Just one good shot required here. This would be a test of Cory's shooting. And he misses. So that positional error on the 6 ball, getting kind of an awkward angle on that and then choosing to go into the 9 ball seems to have cost Cory, because he left himself with a very steep cut on the 7, which he missed. Now Parker should be able to pot this and have very natural shape on the 9 ball into the right side pocket. He's underrolled it a little bit, but he should be okay. So one good shot here from Parker should equalize the score 1-1. Parker choosing to go for the bottom right corner pocket and misses. What a miss there. That's going to cost him this frame. Interesting choice by Parker. He might not have liked the angle for the side pocket cut. Perhaps it was too much of an angle. But Cory should have no problem sinking this, and he does. So we could say Parker might have choked there a little bit on that 9 ball. And Cory Payne, bodyguard Cory, leads 2-0. Well done. Cory has been shooting well, but he missed that 7 ball, which was a fairly challenging shot. But fortunately for him, Parker was not able to run out and missed the 9 ball, leaving it over the pocket. Score is now 2-0. And this is quite a fast match so far. Just about 10 minutes or 11 minutes, and we're already 2 frames through. Well done to Cory for starting with an early lead. I'm really liking Cory's break here. He has a really good stroke on his break. He's seeming to do a good job of keeping that cue ball close to the center on every shot, not hitting it excessively hard. But these last 2 breaks haven't worked out very well for him as far as having a shot on the 1 ball. So he might need to make small adjustments to his break here, but the mechanics of his break seem really good. Can Cory see the 1 ball? Looks like he can. Probably not to pot it, but to play safety. And that's a really good safety attempt by Cory. Does he get it? Or has it leaked out? It looks like it's leaked out. Parker should be able to see this 1 ball to the top left corner pocket. Yeah, I'm not sure what Parker was trying to do there. Parker seems to have been trying to do a force follow with running English there to bring the cue ball back up, but doesn't quite get enough action for that. I think the better shot, in my opinion, would have been to try to stun out or screw back to bring the cue ball down table for a better chance at the 2. But now Parker is snookered behind the 3 and the 6, having to kick at the 2 ball. He's planning to kick with left. And he fouls, making contact with the 3 ball. So an error there from Parker. Cory comes to the table with ball in hand. Can Cory do some damage here? It's quite a good chance. Cory's breaks are pretty good, so the spread is pretty open each time. No issues, everything's wide open, which I do attribute to Cory's really good breaks. But now Cory has sort of the wrong angle on the 5, but he should be okay. He can do a soft pinch screw or stun here, a soft stun to hold for the 6 ball in the bottom left corner pocket. Which is exactly what he does. Well played. But now he's a little uncomfortable again. Getting on that 7 will either require him to dig in with a little bit of screw. He seems to just stun it, which will also work. Just has a... Cory misses the 6 ball, but he's gotten really fortunate with the leave. Wow, did he snooker Parker again? Not sure if Parker can see any part of the 6 ball here. What a miss by Cory, but with what a roll to leave Parker without much of a chance here. It looks like it's snookered. It looks like Parker will not be able to see the 6 ball. So Parker will have to kick at it, which is what he's doing. Kicking the 6 into the 7 seems to be the pot option here, but he misses. And if I'm correct, that should be 2 foul for Parker, but it's a 4 ball out, and Cory Payne, with ball in hand, should elect to run this out. And if he does so, the score will be 3-0. Cory leaves himself a good job of just having just enough angle on the 7, so he should be able to either screw out or go into the left long rail to play the 8 ball in the left side pocket. Great touch by Cory. Well done. Pretty much perfect position. The same shot again should give him a good chance for the 9 ball. And it's not perfect, but he does have a shot for the 9 ball in the bottom right corner pocket. Key shot here for Cory. Could have been easier for him, but let's see how he feels about shooting right now. And straight into the heart of the pocket. Great shot, great out by Cory Payne. After fortunate safety, after missing the 6 ball. Cory Payne leading 3-0. We have 5 votes in the poll. 60% in favor of bodyguard Cory. 3 out of 5. Is Parker going to let Cory run away with this? Parker hasn't potted very many balls in this match so far. He's made a couple of mistakes. He's safetied himself, and his attempts at kicking out of safeties have not been successful so far. So he's given a couple of ball in hands to Cory. Cory has been able to run out a lot of these and is shooting really well. Can Parker get in this game soon? Oh, there. Looks like he should be able to see the 2. But he's left himself a bit of distance here. So good stroke needed to get back on the 4. Cory misses the 2 ball. And this time, he does not get a roll that snookers Parker. So this is the first real chance for Parker, besides the one that he snookered himself on, trying to get from the 1 to the 2. What can Parker do here? Good shot by Parker there. Able to leave himself just enough of an angle to float down to the left long rail for the 5 ball in the bottom left corner pocket. Just a soft follow shot needed. Which he does just fine. A soft screw here will float the cue ball out for the 6 ball in the bottom right corner pocket. And by screw I mean draw. Screw is a bit more of a snooker term, so excuse me for that. Well executed by Parker. Is he going to force follow here? Looks like he is. But he's left himself a fairly challenging shot on the 7. So not the best position here, but let's see if he can pot this. He pots this, he's fairly natural to play the 9 into the same pocket. And that's exactly what he does. Great shooting by Parker. It looks like Parker is awake now. Let me not speak too soon. He needs to make this 9 ball. And what an out by Parker. Great shooting from Parker Canarvis, who seems to be ready now, warmed up. Bit of starting trouble for him, but that was a really good out by him. Well done. The score is now 1-3. Parker finally on the board. This is the 4th frame of this race to 9, a 9-ball pool for the Rochester Top 15 Players Challenge List here at Billiard Breakdown in Rochester, New York. Parker is currently ranked number 14 and is being challenged by Cory Payne, aka Bodyguard Cory. Now, I'm not sure if we have a nickname for Parker just yet, so y'all in the chat, if you have any ideas for a good nickname for Parker, please let us know. So Parker breaks here, but it goes dry, but Cory doesn't seem to have much of a shot here, so Cory will likely push here. 4 and 5 are the only slightly problematic balls.
Push.
And Cory chooses to push. Looks like he's going to pot the 6 ball, or he chooses to just leave the cue ball towards the bottom left corner pocket of the table. Can Parker see the 1 ball? Yes, he can. But it's awkward cueing, bridging over the 6 ball. But that doesn't bother Parker. And he scratches in the top right corner pocket. So Cory Payne getting what appears to be his 4th or 5th ball in hand from Parker in this 5th frame.
Yeah, I seen that the other night.
Is Cory attempting to pot the 6 ball? If so, he'll want to leave the 1 right over the pocket. But it's worked out for him. That 4-5, the 3 to the 4 is the tricky shot here. Let's see what he tries to do when he gets there. Cory's left himself a very thin cut on the 2 ball, or a bank. So this might have been a bit of a positional error. The 2 does pot into the top or bottom right corner pocket. But he's going to have to play this. If he wants to play the 3 ball into the right side pocket, he'll have to play this with a bit of inside, top right, to bring the cue ball back in the same direction. Which he does, and it looks like it'll be okay. But this is the key shot for this frame. 3 to the 4. The 4 will pot in the top right corner pocket. So bringing the cue ball back to where it is right now is probably not a bad option. It's fairly natural, just has to play the speed right. But he misses the 3 ball. But he misses really well. We have a comment from Billiard Breakdown, aka Michael Lin, aka Asian Shah, who says, "Good luck to both players." Where are you today, Mike? Don't see you here. And I agree, good luck to both players. Parker seems to have had a really good run out in the last frame, so let's see what he can do here. He will have to kick at this 3 though. It looks like he's jumping. And Michael Lin says he is playing pickleball. I call that treasonous. Michael does MMA, pickleball. What else, Mike? So Parker unable to make contact with the 3 fouls by making contact with the 4 and scratches as well. So that would be 2 foul for Parker. So Cory could choose to run this out, or he could try to play a 3 foul here. And Michael Lin, Asian Shaw, says it's his friend's birthday. Otherwise, he wouldn't be making time for pickleball. Awesome. All right. Well, happy birthday to your friend, Mike. Are you going to come by here later? Will we see you here at Billiard Breakdown? Cory with a good chance here. It looks like the 4 will have no trouble going into the left side pocket. And Mike Lin says it's his friend Vlad's birthday. That's awesome, Mike. Tell Vlad Wow, Cory misses the 7 ball and leaves it hanging over the bottom right corner pocket. So Parker with a really good chance here to bring the score up to 2-3. He just needs to play tight to get a good angle on the 8 ball to play the 9, but it's a 3 ball out with ball in hand, with 1 ball right over the pocket. In the chat, we have Justin Nelson, who says, "Yo, what up, Justin? My teammate for the league, the 9-foot league. Good to see you here. Are you coming in today?" Parker does a pretty good job of leaving himself a good angle here. He should be able to just roll forward, pocket speed. A little bit of follow to play the 9 ball in the top right corner pocket. That seems to be the easiest positional play here. Which he does. Has he overrolled it a bit? He has overrolled it a bit, but he should be okay. And Justin Nilsson says he might be here a little later. Great. Well, I'll be here too, so maybe after this match we can get a couple frames in. Great job by Parker there, running out after Cory leaves the 7 ball hanging. The players are having some kind of discussion here.
Just saying.
Not sure what that's about.
I didn't clarify that, so I wanted to.
But the score is now 2-3. Parker reducing Cory's lead to just 1 frame.
you've had me on two most of this, bro. Listen, you've had me on two a lot of this shit. Come on, Dave.
So we have 9 votes in the poll, 67%. That is 6 out of 9 in favor of bodyguard Cory winning this match. But Parker seems to be making his way back up here. The score was 3-0 before, now it is 3-2. Let's look at Parker's break here. Looks like another dry break by Parker. Let's see if Cory can see the one ball. It looks like he might be able to. I'm not sure if the 5 is in the way. We don't have Asian Shaw here to make these judgment calls. But we'll find out in a minute. And he certainly could see it, and he pots it. Cue ball, however, runs a little amok. So the 2 ball doesn't look like it'll pot. I'm not sure if he'll try the 2-9 combo, which seems not very high percentage. So bodyguard Cory, we'll see what kind of safety he can play here. Good safety option would be to bank the 2 ball into the right long rail and bring the cue ball back down table. It's tricky because of where the 4 is. But he should be able to use that cluster of balls. The 7, 5, 3, and 9 is sort of a blocker between the 2 and the cue ball. So if that 4 ball was in there, the safe might have been a lot easier, but he should still be able to play a good safe here. So Cory instead chooses to send the cue ball down table. Does not get a safe, but leaves some distance. It's a bit of a passive safety there. He didn't get a snooker, but he does get some distance. And let's see what Parker is able to do with this. What a shot by Parker. Well done. Good long pot by Parker. And he'll need to do another good shot here to pot the 3. Is he going to go for the 3-5 combo? Doesn't look like that goes. So the 3 in the top left corner pocket seems to be the pot. And that seems to be what he's attempted, but he misses it by quite a margin. And Cory should have a shot on the 3 ball. So Cory Payne has a bit of a thin cut here on the 3. So in order to get back on the 4, he'll have to go all the way up to the top rail and back down to play the 4 ball in the bottom right corner pocket. So not the easiest shot this. Has to play with a decent amount of pace too. And he misses the pot as a result. But wow, look at the safety he's gotten here. Wow, what a shot by bodyguard Cory. Well done. Parker having to kick at it again. And Parker's kicks haven't been super effective in this match so far, so let's see what he does here. This is not an easy kick. That 4 ball blocks the path to the 3 ball, the direct path. And the 9 ball also makes things a little awkward. So he might have to, let's see what kind of kick angles he has here. If he can use a lot of right and go past the 4, I don't think that's viable. So a Z type of kick or 2-rail kick would be the best option here, but that's tricky. Doesn't look like he's... Yep, he tried the 2-rail around the 4, but I don't think that was on. I think the only viable kick there would have been the Z shot kick, to go to the right long rail and the left long rail and then back to the 3, but those are really hard to judge because the cue ball does slide off the rail. But good attempt nonetheless by Parker. Unfortunately, he's not able to. So bodyguard Cory now having to stretch across the table a bit. Is that going to affect a stroke? Interesting. Interesting positional shot. Is he playing for the 5-7? Looks like he might be. The bank is blocked by the 7 ball. So the 5 ball does not bank into the right side pocket, so he's going to have to play the 5-7 or safe. Yeah, that was a very interesting shot selection by Parker there. I think the shot to do would have been to try to cut it in the left side pocket, but he tries to do a bank shot into the top right corner pocket and screw it back for the 6, which he does. And fortunately, he's gotten a good safety out of it. So bodyguard Cory kicking at it, and this time Parker gets a ball in hand from that safety. We have a few intermittent connectivity issues, so forgive us if we drop out, but it seems to be back up now. I do have a question for the chat. How is the audio? Is the balance of the audio from the table and the players, is it too loud or too quiet compared to the commentary? Please let me know in the chat. So Parker should be able to roll forward here and have no problem making the 6 in the opposite side pocket, corner pocket, sorry. And Parker's also done a really good job of leaving an angle to follow into the right long rail to play the 7 ball in the right side pocket. But he's gotten on the wrong side of the 7. And the 8 really, not sure if it pockets into the bottom right corner pocket. I think it does. So he's going to have to go around the world here. Does he have the line? Not quite. All right. So not the best positional shot there. Parker didn't get the right line to go into the shot. But he does have a shot if the 8 ball passes the 9. Let's see what happens. And it does not. Parker misses the 8 ball, but it looks pretty safe from where it's at now. In the chat we have Damon Betlow. Damon, no side bets from you today? Haven't heard. You've been awfully quiet, but thank you. Damon says the audio balance is pretty good currently. Thank you. I'll try to remember these settings and leave them here. I'm surprised that Damon doesn't. Who do you have, Damon? What's your prediction for this match? I'm sure you voted, but I'm quite interested in seeing what you think. Damon says he'll take Cory. Okay. Damon Betlow, our famous low betting Damon, will take Cory. Does anyone want Parker for this bet? Let him know. So, interesting outcome here. The 8 and 9 are pretty close. Neither of them really pots easily. The 8-9 combo doesn't really look... It's there, but it's a very thin cut combo. So let's see what he does here. There might be a bank as well, which is what Parker has tried to play. Is he going to fluke the 8? It doesn't look like it. So it looks like Parker tried to play the 8-9 combo bank into the bottom right corner pocket, but he's sold out the outcome, and Cory overhits it a little bit, and we'll have to cut the 9 ball into the bottom left corner pocket. Can he make the shot for 4-2? Where's the cue ball going? It's fine. The score is now 4-2. Cory Payne, aka Bodyguard Cory, back with the 2-game lead here. So Damon seems to have the advantage here. Does anyone want to take up Damon on his bet against Cory? We are going into the the 7th frame. And a comment from Michael Lynn, Parker's nickname. Glad you mentioned this, Mike. I had asked the same question maybe like 10 minutes ago. I don't have an idea. Anyone in the chat have any ideas for Parker? I can't think of anything at the moment. How about Parker the Sparker? I think it's pretty lame. If you guys have any ideas for Parker's nickname, drop them in the chat. Alright, we have a taker for Damon's bet. It's Justin Nilsson asking Damon how much. Alright, Damon, you got some action here. Damon comes on chat to help with audio issues and ends up with the side bet. Very typical. And Damon offers $20 for the side bet here. Damon taking Cory Payne, aka Bodyguard Cory, and Justin Nilsson. Let's see if he accepts that for Parker. Also, Justin, any nickname ideas for Parker if you are willing to bet on him? That's a condition for the bet. You need to come up with a nickname for him. Justin says, let's do it. So Justin versus Damon. We have a side bet here. And Justin, condition for the bet is you need to come up with a nickname idea for Parker. Cory attempts to play safe on the 1, but doesn't quite get it. Mike has an idea for a nickname. It's No Soul Parker. Interesting. Why do you think Parker has no soul, Mike? Good shot by Parker there. The 2 should pass a 6 with a fairly natural stun out for the 4 in the same pocket. But he overcuts that. Has he gotten the cue ball safe? Doesn't look like it, so Cory should be able to pot the 2 no problem. Getting back on the 4 is challenging. Because he's right on the rail, can't put any screw on it. So Cory might play the 4-7 next. He'll play safe after this. Cory could play the 4-7, but I think a better option is to try to play safe by rolling the cue ball forward and freezing it up against the 7. That seems to be a pretty easy save to do. Let's see if that's what he does. Use the 7 as a blocker. Not quite. Cory does something else, and Parker should be able to see the 4 ball no problem. No easy pot here. The bank is blocked by the 8. Parker attempts to play safe using the 8 as a blocker, but misjudges the speed. We have a comment from Damon with a potential nickname for Parker, Redbeard. How about the Ginger Gremlin? Yeah, we need to find a good nickname for Parker before this match is over. We have a couple suggestions. We have No Soul Parker from Mike and Redbeard from Damon. Nothing from Justin yet, though. Patrick Connell says, us Irish people are offended. LOL. I am sorry for offending you and all the Irish people, Patrick. But it does go with the stream. It is to be expected sometimes. Good shot by Parker there. But he snookers himself on the 5. So his face shows signs of frustration here. He's probably going to bring out his jump cue. And he is attempting a jump on the 5. Position on the 6 isn't easy without a nice screw jump or a draw jump. And he makes contact, but leaves Cory a shot. Justin Nilsson says he's thinking about Parker's nickname. It's tough. Well, you took the bet on him. That wasn't tough, was it? All I hear excuses, Justin. Cory tries to focus on getting the cue ball on the 6, which he does really well, but misses the 5 ball. So probably a shape over shot situation there. Gets good shape, but misses the shot. Fortunately for him, he's left quite a lot of distance. Cue ball seems to be close to the rail. And no easy pot on the 5. The cut is extremely thin. Makeable for sure, but a very difficult shot. So best shot here might be a safety. Leaving the cue ball close to the bottom of the table and sending the 5 up. But he gets a double kiss. And leaves Cory a sharp cut. Will Cory go for the back shot or the regular cut here? He does not go for the back shot. He goes for the regular cut. Places running English to try to get on the 6. Great attempt by Cory, and it looks like it's paid off for him. But again, not easy at all to hold for the 7. Have to go all the way around the table here. Probably using top right to come avoid the 9, which is what he did, but misses the shot again. So that's a gift for Parker. Parker can see the 6 ball into the top right pocket. He may choose to go into the 7 here to slow down the cue ball, but he has to do it just right. And it's worked out really well for Parker. Parker should be able to pot the 7 into the side pocket. With the follow, should be able to go into the long rail on the right and come back down for the 8 ball in the top left corner pocket. So, again, why did he do that? I'm not sure. Yeah, probably not the best positional shot by Parker there, but let's see what he can do here. He could play a safety here, or he could try to take on a bank. So interesting positional play there. There was an angle to go into the right long rail. But Parker, wow. Parker pots the bank, but he scratches. And now the score is 5-2 after Parker concedes. Ball in hand on the 9 is good as well, as good as loss of game. So great shot by Parker on making that bank, but also makes a cue ball. I think it was a mistake by Parker playing that position for the 8. Parker could have definitely done more with that positional shot than just play his top shot there. So bodyguard Cory now has a 3-game lead. The score is 5-2. Parker had a great chance there. And Kirk Foley in the comments says, Parker can do Canarvis. Right? Can do Canarvis. Can do Canarvis. Can he do it though? For some reason, that nickname reminds me of Bob the Builder. Bob the Builder, can he do it? Or can he fix it? Mike with another nickname for Parker. He's moved on from No Soul Parker to Parker McGregor. I guess Parker could look a little bit like a UFC fighter. Is that why, Mike? So, good break by Cory. Pots the 4 ball. Again, a really good spread. Does the 1 ball pass the 8? I don't have Asian Shaw here, but I think it does. Thin cut, though. And he'll have to avoid the 5 ball on the way back down table for the 2. But it's worth a shot. Plays with a touch of right. Well, he misses. Damon Bethlow seems to like Parker McGregor. All right, Parker McGregor. That's a good contender. Great cut by Parker there, but he catches the jaw of the left side pocket, and he's snookered. He doesn't get the cue ball down table. Instead, he has a pretty awkward shot on the 2 now. He might be able to see this or go rail first, but really doesn't take much time on it. You could see his frustration showing, and Parker gives ball in hand to bodyguard Cory. All right, so Patrick Connell says Irish approved, Damon. All right. So Parker McGregor. All right, that's an Irish name, right? Conor McGregor is Irish. Is that correct? Cory goes into the 3 there. Should be able to bank it into the side pocket or even cut it into the right side pocket. Chooses to bank it, but plays it very loose, not even close. Doesn't leave Parker a shot on the 3 ball. I don't think it passes the 6. Parker is and Parker, not sure if he's trying for the pot, but misses. Leaving Cory a pretty tough cut for the 3 ball into the bottom right corner pocket. Cory tries to send the 3 up table but gets a double kiss, leaving Parker a bank into the right side pocket. Gets close, but misses, leaving Cory the same shot into the opposite side pocket. The good thing about this bank is if you play this with follow, you'll have pretty natural shape on the 5 into the right side pocket. But Cory doesn't seem to have his banks down today. Almost gets safe, but I think Parker has a back shot for the 3 into the top right corner pocket. Can Parker McGregor nail this back shot? Not quite. Goes into the 8 ball. I guess Parker McGregor didn't like the back shot, or at least couldn't do it. This time, can bodyguard Cory make the back shot? Bodyguard Cory does no problem. Well done. Good shot by bodyguard Cory there. He's left himself a pretty thin cut for the 5 into the right side pocket. Let's see if it goes. It does go, but it's thin. So missable. Traded fairly thin for this to go. But that 8 ball being where it is should nudge the cue ball closer to the 6, but he doesn't want to get snookered by the 7. Cory plays a pretty good safety there instead. Clever. Pretty close to the 8 ball, and can Parker kick at the 5 between the 7 and the 9? I think he can. Good contact there. Almost pots it, but manages to kick into a snooker. Great shot by Parker. Now it's bodyguard Cory who has to kick at the 5. Fairly straightforward kick, no real issues as far as blockers. The 8's okay. Natural angle would be to go around the 8. Cory does a 2-rail kick. Doesn't get safe, but Parker's been banking fairly well. Parker banked a similar 8 ball like this in the last frame, but scratched. But he made the 8 ball. But Parker plays a good safety here. Can he get behind the 6? Almost. Almost. Cory should be able to see the 5 ball here. Is Cory trying to kick at it? Can he see the 5 ball? I think he can. Cory's taking his time to look at everything on the table, try to figure out how to play the safe. Cory is massing, so he might be slightly snookered by the 6. Cory going with quite a lot of elevation for the masse, so it's not a shallow masse. He's trying to really curve this. And he over masses. Cory certainly did not need that amount of elevation for a shallow masse, so yeah, definitely an error in elevation there. He really curved that. Parker with ball in hand, able to pod the 5, get on the 6, no problem. Should be able to screw back a little bit for the 7 in the right side corner pocket. Oof, but Parker misses the 6 ball, leaving a straight shot for bodyguard Cory. Now it's bodyguard Cory's turn to screw back just a little bit to have a shot on the 7. He's stretched out though, but he's okay. He's got a cut in the top left corner pocket. Cory should be able to play this with screw to float the cue ball out to the right long rail and back up to play the 8 ball in the right side pocket. So just a screw shot here, which he does perfectly, absolutely perfectly. He's a bit on the wrong side of the 8 ball, but it's not too much of a big deal. So let's see what he can do here. He could choose to go around the angles, 2 rails or 3 rails, to get better into the 9. Is he going to... Well, he doesn't scratch, which is good. Doesn't quite get the right line there, but he has a shot. But he needs a good shot here to bring the score up to 6-2. It's a great idea by Cory there, screwing across to get on the 8 ball, but he was on the wrong side of the 8 ball, but he misjudged the line and the contact point and went really wide, missing the zone approach for the 9. But that's no problem for Cory. Where was that cue ball going? It's fine. The score is now 6-2. Cory with a great shot on that 9 ball, cutting it into the bottom right corner pocket with a 4-game lead. Cory shooting really well, making the pots that count, and the one that counts the most, 9 ball. Can Parker McGregor come back, or is he going to get a KO here? Will the bodyguard run away with this? We're just about to start round 9 of this bout, and it is bodyguard Cory leading 6-2. I want you to pay attention to Cory's break. I really like it. He has a really good action for his break. Maybe that one wasn't as good as his previous ones, but still a really good break nonetheless. Doesn't have a shot on the one ball, but gets a good spread. Cory will play a push here most likely. That's what he's been doing when he can't see the lowest number ball. And on Cory's break, the one ball usually ends up coming down to that short rail on the top. I think Cory can see the one ball, so he's actually trying to make contact with it. And he plays that speed very well. Great shot by Cory, good safety. Parker Mcguire will have to kick at this from the top short rail. He could do a kick and stick, kicking into it full, but he manages to make contact, which is good. And now Cory doesn't quite have a cut. I don't think he does. I mean, it's possible. It's a very thin cut, if it is. Yeah, there's a thin cut, but I don't know if he's going to go for it. It looks like he's just going to play safety here. And he plays it really well with a good bump on the 8 ball to contain the cue ball, to use the 5 as a blocker. So good safety there by bodyguard Cory. Parker Mcguire kicking again. Can he land a good blow here? Barely makes contact, but it works out. Doesn't quite get safe, but leaves distance. Is Cory going to go for the pot with distance, or is he going to try another safe? Goes for the pot, and he gets shape on the 2. Great shot by Cory. That was a really good shot. He's just about perfect on the 2. Cory should be able to play this with top to go right into the long rail on the right and back down to play the 3 ball into the top left corner pocket. So quite a natural angle, avoiding the 5. And he plays that perfectly. A bit straight on the 3. So needs a good stroke here. Cory will need to screw back a bit. Could play the 5-9 next. But Cory plays an even better shot, force following with check side. Great shot by Cory there. We need to see that shot on the 3 ball again. That was a wonderful shot. That was a really good shot by Cory. Positional shot. Let's look at that shot again. Could play the 5-9 next. But Cory plays an even better shot, force following with check side. That shot for the 3 ball, making position for the 5, was the shot of this frame for sure. That was a wonderful shot. So now Cory is on the 9 ball. Awkward, because he's going to have to use the bridge or the handicap stick, as T-Tam says. Can he pot this 9 ball to go up 7-2? He doesn't. And he leaves a shot for Parker. So Parker with a little bit of distance here, but a very makeable 9-ball into the bottom right corner pocket. Crucial shot for Parker. He needs to win this match to have a chance in this. He needs to win this frame to have a chance in this match. The score is 2-6. He doesn't want 2-7. In that case, Cory would only be 2 away from a victory. And Parker overcuts it. Leaves it over the pocket. You can say he choked. And Mike in the chat offers me food and drinks. Thanks, Mike. Hi, Mike. Thank you so much. I am partial to the chicken wings here at Billiard Breakdown. They're really good. Mike has kind of got me addicted to the Cajun spice chicken wings here at Billiard Breakdown. Excellent. But on the other hand, I've been trying to work out and get healthy again, going on bike rides and working out, so I have to eat clean, so it's a dilemma. Have any of you faced this? This is now the 10th frame. Bodyguard Cory with a great break. I really like Cory's break. Need to learn what he does there. Very good stroke, very good action. Again, 1 ball ends up right on that bottom or that top short rail, like it has almost every time. But this time the cue ball is closer to the center of the table. So really good break by Cory. I really enjoy his break. Cory does have a bit of a thin cut on the 1 ball, but look at the spread. Everything is wide open. Does the 2 ball pass the 4? Looks like it does. No issues here. 3 is pocketed. I can't really see any major problems here, but making the 1 ball is the important part here. Cory plays that good. Is he going to get a good bump on the 9? Ooh, the cue ball sort of veers to the left. It sort of like swerves to the left on the way back. And now Cory is very awkward, having to bridge right over that 9 ball, making what would be an easy shot on the 2 ball a fairly difficult one. Cory will have to play this with top to come up and down, to come down and up to play the 4 in the same pocket. So tough shot this. And yeah, being hampered like that doesn't make those kind of shots easy. And that's most likely why Cory missed that. Kirk Foley says Cory on cruise control. All right. Yeah, Cory's been shooting pretty well. Parker with a couple of chokes on the 9. He had his chances for sure. But yeah, Parker needs to really tighten up and not miss those 9 balls, or not leave it easy at least. I think he's left the 9 hanging over the pocket twice or thrice in this match. And Cory should have a shot on the 2 ball into the right side pocket. Getting to the 5 requires a good shot here. He's going to have to use bottom right here to go 3 rails. Just goes 2, and wow, really good positional shot by Cory. Seem to be the shots that Cory is missing more. So Cory probably needs to work on that shot, because he's missed a couple of those shots when you have to use bottom left or bottom right. So it might be a matter of misjudging the deflection, or just getting more familiar with that shot. Parker with a good chance here. Can he capitalize and bring the score up to 3 for him? He's done a good job leaving himself a good angle here. Natural. Just go to the left long rail and back down to play the 9 in the top right corner pocket. But Parker chokes. Parker misses the 8-ball, leaves a shot on the 8-ball to the bottom right corner pocket for Cory. Is Cory going to give Parker another chance in this frame, or is he going to get on the hill with a massive 6-game advantage? Cory misses, but misses in the best way he can. He doesn't leave the 8 over the pocket. Instead, he leaves it uncomfortable. Parker seems to be pretty good at bank shots. Is he going to try to do that here? Bank it into the top left corner pocket. He tries. Where's the 8-ball going to end up? Not in a great position for Parker, but good for Cory. Cory should be able to cut this 8-ball into the left side pocket and hold for the 9 into the opposite side pocket. Or the bottom right corner pocket works too. So one good shot for Cory to get on the hill here. Quite a quick game, just an hour and 12 minutes. Cory choosing to cut into the right side pocket. Cue ball heading towards the corner pocket, but good pace there. Score is now 8-2. Cory Payne, bodyguard Cory, on the hill here. Parker not quite able to finish out or convert his chances into wins. So we had Patrick Connell with an early prediction, thinking this would go hill. Well, that's going to take quite a lot of great shooting by Parker to get there now. Parker needs to win the next 7 games in a row, while Cory only has to win a single frame. So odds heavily in favor of bodyguard Cory here. But our poll with 13 votes shows a 54% interest or favor of Cory winning this. So out of 13 votes, we have 7 votes in favor of Cory and 6 in favor of Parker. But the score is 8-2. So I would be very surprised if Parker can come back here. I'll really have to turn on. Beautiful break by Cory. Gotta say it again, I love Cory's break. It's effortless but gets a great spread, and that 1 ball consistently tracks towards the top short cushion. Can Cory use this good break and actually run it out for a break and run here? It's a good chance for it, but not the best positional shot there. But he's fine. Almost snookers himself by the 7. But he has a sort of a back cut or a back shot for the 2 ball in the side pocket. So good recovery shot needed here to keep this run going. And he plays that with a good amount of right. Beautiful shot by Cory. Again, a bit on the wrong side of the 4, but he can handle going into the right long rail and shooting the 5 with a bit more distance, which is what he does. Another really good shot required here. Cory should be playing this. This is the shot that Cory struggles with, shooting with bottom and a little bit of side. So a little bit of bottom left is what he needs to play this with. But this time he just plays it with bottom and he sinks it. And he floats out to play the 7 ball in the top right corner pocket. Again, he's out of position, but he's shooting well. Can bodyguard Cory shoot his way to a break and run? Beautiful shot. But again, running out of position. How long can Cory keep the great shooting up? This is a very missable cut for the 8 ball in the bottom left corner pocket. It might be wise to even play a safety on this kind of shot, because if you miss it, you're likely going to sell out this frame. But Cory is not backing down. He wants to finish this in style with a break and run. And oh boy, it looks like he's going to do it. What a finish. If Cory can make this 9 and end this on the hill with the break and run. What a finish. All right, Cory. Break and run for the end. Come on. And he nails it. The score is 9-2. What a finish by Cory, Bodyguard Cory, ending in style with a break and run nonetheless. All right, guys, stay tuned. I'm going to get Bodyguard Cory in here for a post-match interview. I will be right back.
I couldn't get, like, even like I was making good shots. And, like, the fucking, and he left me down here with the fucking one ball, and, like, there was a bunch of traffic, and I fucking worked for it. It just died. Like, congratulations.
Sure. Thanks, sir.
All right, guys, we have Bodyguard Cory Payne, in the commentator booth. Cory, what a finish, man. You ended with a break and run.
I did?
Great shooting. That last one was a break and run.
Oh, man, I wasn't even...
Yeah, that's a way to finish it in style. 9-2, quite a commanding victory.
Yeah, that score line doesn't...
Right.
I mean, it was...
I mean, you shot well. You had some really good shooting. Parker, unfortunately, did miss a lot of crucial, like, end-game type balls, which made it easier for you.
Yeah, I think he missed a couple nines for me.
Yeah.
And then a couple late balls.
Yeah.
It's scratched a couple on late balls.
Most of your misses were earlier in the game where Parker couldn't really convert those into wins. So that certainly helped. But, man, what a finish. Break and run at the end, and you didn't even notice it.
No, I was just
awesome.
Get out of this rack, finish this set
That was a
off.
break and run, though.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful break and run. You had quite a lot of difficult shots because you ran out of position a lot, but your shot making was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And, wow, well done, man. Really good. And I was also noticing you have a really good break, a very consistent one ball, always ending up on the short rail. You have a good action.
Yeah.
Have you worked a lot on your break, or...?
My break has always been just natural for me. I really have never had to do too much
and you're not really hitting it too hard either, right?
No, I'm not putting a whole lot into it. I think I've just always been blessed with really good timing on my break swing.
Right, and it shows.
So it seems like it hits it really hard, and I'm not really putting all that much effort into it.
It's a really good break, and that'll help you for sure.
Yeah.
And, you got to break and run at the end, so that's awesome. How do you feel about how you shot?
I'm not happy about it. I mean, I'm happy I won.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Break and run at the end to kind of like steer things out, I guess, is good, but
absolutely.
There was just a lot of missed chances.
Right.
A lot of.
I mean, sometimes your opponent doesn't bring their best game, and that's normal. But you take what you can get, right?
Yeah. And then I was really uncomfortable. Like the first few racks, I felt like I was shooting good, and then after that, like it just kind of like I felt like I wasn't focused in anymore, and then and like I got some rolls that hurt him. Every time he made a good shot, he'd get a tough roll for what he was doing. So everything worked out for me this time.
Yeah. So now you're officially ranked number 14 on the list. Let's look at the standings. So right now you're now 14.
Mm-hmm.
You can challenge Jeff Terzo or me. Do you know who you might challenge next?
I mean, probably you, Paul.
All right.
It's a.
Sounds good. Well, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, very well done. I look forward to playing you when we do.
Yeah.
And congratulations again, Cory. Do you have anything else you want to say or to the chat?
No. Thanks for having me on the stream.
Of course. We came up with a nickname for Parker because he didn't have a nickname. It's Parker McGregor. What do you think of that one?
I mean, it's a good one.
Awesome.
It definitely fits him.
All right. Well, congrats, Cory.
Right.
Looking forward to shooting with you soon.
Yep.
And well done. Great ending, by the way.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, guys. That was a phenomenal game with quite a decisive win by Bodyguard Cory there. So thank you all for watching in and tuning in. So, all right. So in the chat, Justin Nilsson wants to collect from Damon. Actually, not collect. Justin Nilsson went for Parker, so Justin Nilsson needs to pay up Damon. Once again, Damon is the real winner here. Thank you all for tuning in. We will be back with some really good matches in the future. Congratulations to Cory Payne, Bodyguard Cory, and well done to both players for putting on a great show for us. I'm sure Parker will be back. He may not have had the best day today, but he certainly will be back, I'm sure. And thanks again. We're live from Billiard Breakdown in Rochester, New York, and see you next time.